Hello and welcome to Las Blancas Podcast.
Welcome back to another episode of Las Blancas Podcast, where in a new series where we discuss Madridistas in action at the Euros. Today was the final match day of Group D, where France, Netherlands, England, and Wales were in action. England were up against Wales, and France were up against Netherlands. All of the three teams, Netherlands, France, and England, had a chance to make it to the knockout rounds, but there were some conditions for Netherlands to beat France by a certain goal difference, and hope that England do something. So all three of those teams had a fair amount of chance to go through. But at the end, it's England and France going through. France finishing at the top of the table, with 3 wins in 3 games. So all the group winners have 3 wins in 3 games now. So it's France and England at the end. We had one of our Madridistas start for France, Sandie Toletti, who captained the side as well, who played the game on her birthday, apparently, and she scored a goal. She scored the opening goal, brilliant goal. But this game was absolute chaos in the second half. Kanita, it ended 5-2 for the listeners, just to, get that out of the way. It had 7 goals. 3 goals happened within a span of 6 minutes in the second half, which was absolute chaos, where France absolutely destroyed Netherlands. But beyond that, this game looked very, sort of different, where France were getting dominated by Netherlands early on. The first half was quite well matched, despite France scoring first. In the second half, everything unraveled. What did you make of the game? Where, like, any thoughts, any tactical insights that you felt where France went wrong or where Netherlands went wrong, and what happened in this 7 goal thriller?
The first half was actually very funny, and as soon as France scored, Netherlands took that as a wake-up call and took the game under their control until basically the end of the first half. And I'm like, they're so weird. Like they equalized inside of 4 minutes after that Toletti's goal, and they've tried a lot, and I don't know, but the first half was really a roller coaster, and I mean, looking at France's lineup from the beginning was again very fishy because we
Yeah,
discussed this before. We don't know what's he thinking about these lineups, and where is Lacra specifically? Lacra started the first game, didn't
yeah,
play the last one, and she could have easily started this one if he thought about rest. I don't know why she starts every game for Real Madrid, where she plays 45 games in a season. But I don't know. This very very odd choices and decisions. I don't know. Toletti at least started for her birthday, got her goal. Yeah, she did her part for me, but all in all, like it was very weird the first half, and the second half, yeah, those like 3 goals in 6 minutes ended the game. It was like what from 60 to 70th minute, like in that like time, 61st to 67th minute, I think, and those 3 goals, and then just ended the game. So yeah, once again, Netherlands not really just kind of forgetting how to defend once again in moments which moments that kill them absolutely. And once again, like sub for the Maris, once again, very very good call by the coach. They're very very good one. So yeah, um I don't know. This group should have been a bit more interesting in the end. However, we got France and England, which was pretty much expected from the start,
yeah.
but it had potential from the first two match days to be interesting in the last one, and then just
Yeah, I think there were some interesting lineup choices from both the sides in this game, I feel, because WEURO wasn't starting.
Mhm.
There was no Lacrar once again. Cascarino was starting, no Diani. So and one of the other weird call was, Toletti playing as the deepest midfielder for large parts, and Jean Francois playing ahead of her, which I found very odd. Netherlands as well with their fair share of weird choices uh, uh, with Spitze and Janssen starting as the center back pairing. And then they did not have Brooks starting. They had Kasparai playing on the left, and they had Wilms playing on the right. So no Miedema as well. So it was quite. I don't know what to make of that. Like, I don't know what is going on in the Dutch camp. In a team like this where you don't have a defensive midfielder, Damar is not even starting is very odd to me. Uh, so yeah, I mean, lineup choices were weird. I was happy to see Toletti score. Honestly, like, well taken goal. She arrives at the edge of the box like she does at Madrid as well. She supports possession really well there, and with a good strike, scores, gets France the lead, and then the problem was, with no Gioro, this midfield lacked a little bit of control, in my opinion. Like, there weren't. Jean Francois isn't the best of passers around. Sakina is like Karchao is a creative midfielder. Like, she likes to break those lines. She likes to be in the final third and be involved in those link up plays. And Toletti was left behind doing the ball winning, doing everything that needs to be done in terms of orchestrating play, and that's just too much to ask for her, and neither is she like fully equipped to do that. With Gioro, the thing is, these two have a great balance. When Toletti pushes up, Gioro stays back. When Gioro pushes up, Toletti stays back, and both the players then sort of compensate or complement each other to help in progression, help in build up as well. So that was missing. That happened in the second half when Gioro came on, and I think that 6 minute of intense period was immediately after Gioro was brought on. So it just tells you the importance of her in the lineup. I think France, with that centre back pairing of Sombath and Samaura, I think were getting undone very easily by long balls. They weren't able to deal with bouncing balls in front of them. They weren't able to deal with, they weren't able to win many first contacts as well. I felt like, and Netherlands were capitalizing on the second balls, on the first contact, and going direct was very easy. France weren't really pressing very high initially. They were blocking the passes into the central midfielders, and that allowed the Dutch centre backs time to sort of play diagonals, play in behind, always target Charlie Grant on the right hand side, because Selma Basha would push up really high up. She's very offensive minded fullback, so there was space in behind, and they would constantly target that. So it was a fun tactical battle, even though like both teams could have made some lineup changes to adjust for that. But initial first half was quite fun. It looked like, okay, maybe Netherlands can do it. Maybe they can throw in a spanners in the works, because in the other game England were cruising. So England were definitely going to win that game, and they ended up winning 6-1. So Dutch needed to beat France by a certain goal margin to sort of be able to qualify as the second best team in the group. But that did not happen. Second half, everything unraveled. They just forgot to engage in duels. They forgot to tackle. They forgot to block spaces. They just allowed Cascarino to run however she likes for however long she likes, and that just backfired. I think Cascarino was really good. What did you make of her performance? I think she scored twice, had an assist as well. Brilliant performance from her. What did you think?
Yeah, I mean, for a reason, France was looking for her and finding her in most cases, and she even got that brace and an assist. So yeah, I mean, brilliant performance once again from her. And I don't know, it's and the second half was just a whole
Yeah.
different story, and she showed it as well, like how like she dominated the second half as well there. So yeah.
Yeah, I mean, I think, the thing is, with Cascarino, you have to challenge her. You can't give her that sort of space. And both the Dutch centre backs were, I think, a little passive in the way that they engaged with her. They allowed her to run too much. And she's a quality player. Like, it has been known for a very long time. So, she finally scores those two goals and gives France the lead. And then they ended up conceding a penalty as well in the dying minutes, and that is put away by Karchawi. So all of that happens, and France emerge winners 5-2, and it's all done. France topped the group as well. But I think towards the end, there was something concerning as well, which sort of encapsulates Toletti's footballing career. I feel she peaks, she does some really good things, and then some or the other issue starts to hamper her. And I think in this game as well, she went off injured. We don't know the extent of the injury, do we, Kanita?
No, I don't know. I looked for it, but nothing yet.
Yeah, so nothing yet. It's very early. Like, we are recording this immediately after the full time whistle. So, we'll probably have a report maybe tomorrow or maybe in a couple of hours. So maybe we'll post it on the Las Blancas account. So keep an eye for that. But yeah, hopefully she's fit, because she's not just one of the captains, but also a very important part of that French midfield. And she helps in attack, she helps in defense. So, they need her more than anything. So hopefully she can be fit for the quarterfinals, which is going to be very interesting because they're going to be facing Germany.
Mm.
And German side has shown a lot of vulnerabilities, to say the least, in their defense. Now will be without a right back as well in the next game. I don't know what they do for that position. So it's gonna be interesting. Sweden versus England is also going to be a fun game, because those two sides, only one can go through, and that is going to be the fun part, because Sweden has the experience. England has somehow managed to rejuvenate themselves after that opening day loss to France. So it's gonna be fun. The knockouts are looking really, really good, and I think all the ties except for maybe the Spain and Switzerland one, I think every other tie is quite well matched, where you can see both the teams winning. So yeah, it's gonna be fun. There is now a couple of days break, but don't worry, we are going to bring you some content discussing the group stages and maybe a small preview for the quarterfinals with a special guest. So keep an eye out for that. And until next time, a la Madrid.